Was arrested in Houston, Texas, where Johan Jose Rangel Martinez and Franklin Jose Pena Ramos face murder charges in the strangling death of a young girl.
12-year-old Jocelyn Nungary, whose body was found in a creek. Her mother, Alexis Nungary, says she still can't believe it.
It doesn't register, just I can't believe it's her. And, it'll take some sinking in.
Homeland Security officials say Pena Ramos crossed into El Paso, Texas in May. Rangel Martinez crossed there in March, but was caught by Border Patrol and released.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Another migrant here illegally was brought to Maryland yesterday to face charges in a murder last year. Yet another was charged in New York City this week in the rape of a 13-year-old girl in a park. Also in New York City, charges dropped against at least 30 of the pro-Palestinian protesters arrested after they stormed and occupied a building at Columbia University in April.
The occupation was a significant escalation in weeks-long demonstrations and encampment at the university protesting the war in Gaza. But now prosecutors claim they don't have enough evidence to support the charges or to show any property was damaged or that anyone was hurt, even noting how protesters wore masks and covered surveillance cameras during the incident. In a statement, the DA's office says it is continuing to pursue cases.
That is Fox's Shanley Painter. President Biden's at Camp David getting ready for next week's CNN debate with former President Trump. Republican North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, a rumored possible Trump running mate, tells Fox
he's talking to real Americans about the issues that matter the most to them. I think that's fantastic debate prep.
The Biden campaign and Democrats raised $85 million in May. The Trump team and Republicans raked in $141 million last month. In a few hours, the Supreme Court could rule on the Trump appeal in the 2020 election-related criminal case, claiming he should be immune from prosecution for actions while president. One of more than a dozen cases justices have yet to decide on. America's listening to Fox.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
A first in the nation. In New York, a new law restricting social media for kids.
We have heard their cries for help, reminding us as adults that we have a moral responsibility to protect young New Yorkers from harm.
Governor Kathy Hochul, a Democrat, signed the law. Among its provisions, barring social media platforms from using algorithms for users under 18 that are designed to keep them scrolling and looking at videos. On Wall Street, stock futures are down, but not by much. The day after the Dow surged up nearly 300 points, but the Nasdaq dropped 140, snapping a 7-day streak of record highs. A Hollywood legend is being mourned.
It's the things we love most that destroy us.
That was Donald Sutherland in The Hunger Games.
He was one of the most recognizable actors of his time. He was starting around 1970 in Dirty Dozen, Kelly's Heroes, Ordinary People, even in The Hunger Games where he played that manipulative President Snow. Now, so his son Kiefer has wrote with a heavy heart, I tell you that my father Donald has passed away. I personally think he's one of the most important actors in the history of film. So Sutherland received an Emmy Award, 2 Golden Globes and other accolades, but it doesn't really capture how prolific he really was.
Fox's William Lajeunesse. Donald Sutherland died after a long illness at age 88. They paid tribute last night at a historic game in Alabama to a baseball legend who also died this week, Hall of Famer Willie Mays.
He was a determined young man. He had the gifts, the talent, and he was so sensitive to listening to those who were older than he was.
99-year-old Bill Greason was a Willie Mays teammate on the Birmingham Barons in the Negro Leagues before Mays went on to the majors. Greason was interviewed during the game on Fox at Rickwood Field in Birmingham, the oldest pro baseball stadium in the country. The St. Louis Cardinals won that game, beating the San Francisco Giants 6-5. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois Republican Chairman Don Tracy stepping down after more than 3 years at the helm. He announced his resignation this week, weeks before the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. He said his decision due in part to spending more time with infighting among fellow Republicans than fighting Democrats. Construction and renovation coming to the University of Illinois campus this summer in the form of over 40 different projects. University's Facilities and Streets Department says the projects include classroom and laboratory modernizations, roof replacements, accessibility improvements, infrastructure revitalization, and utilities renewal. A project aimed to improve a Savoy Park failed. Project would have begun the multi-million-dollar improvement process at Colbert Park. The vote would have approved a village contract with an engineering company out of Champaign. Savoy Parks and Recreation's director says proposal looking to add new amenities to the 15 empty acres of the park. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hey, thank you, Jim. Hey, good morning, people. It's Friday. We made it to the end of the week. This is whatever date in June.
June 21st.
Thank you.
Tomorrow is the bus trip to Bush.
You betcha. So don't forget, we're leaving at 9 o'clock in the morning, so yay.
Bus arrives around 8:30.
Yeah, tell Christine.
Afternoon ball game or evening ball game? What's going on there?
It's an afternoon game.
1:15, St. Louis versus San Francisco Giants.
You want to jump on, we'd probably put you on there. Just
the Giants. Yeah, the Giants were just at Wrigley past couple of days.
Yep, no, that's right. You're kind of a Cub guy, but, it's going to be a fun bus.
Sorry.
Sweet
okay.
with all the food.
Yeah,
and
sweet and drinks.
so.
And it's going to be 99 down there, right? So it's air conditioned, sweet.
Well, the official high, this may be a little underdone, I should say. Between about 96 and 98. Field temperature, I don't know, 100 and something.
Wow. If you get sun seats, you can't sit in them. You really can't.
You can't. No. We were down there and we saw, I can't remember, it was Pujols. I don't know if it was, I think it was his 2000 hit. I think it was a Cubs game, but we sat in the left field section, bleachers, if you call it, under the upper deck, way back on a hot day evening, no breeze.
Ooh.
Oh, that was tough. That was challenging. So, yeah.
Well,
great ball game, but pretty uncomfortable.
No, we're in a suite, folks. So 9 a.m. is the bus leaving. The bus arrives at 8:30. You want to get in there and get your seat. Mm-hmm. And Diane is our bus captain.
That's right.
Tomorrow.
The bus mom.
Yeah, she is. I don't know if you saw any of that Rick Wood game last night. The Cardinals played in the oldest stadium in America.
Right.
It was the center of Negro League baseball.
Is that down in Alabama?
Yep, down in Alabama. Yeah. Okay. And it was just historic as heck. It was really...
Right, and with Willie Mays passing away this week and playing for the Birmingham Black Barons, it was a big tribute to him, too.
They had a huge segment with Reggie Jackson, and it was rather poignant when he was talking after the game about the racism that he endured, and he said, I'd never go back to that time, ever. It was really hard. And then they talked about Babe Ruth's ball that they legend had it. He hit it 167 miles because behind the stadium is a train, and somebody said somehow it got on the train and didn't stop.
Got wedged in a train car.
Didn't stop till they got to Atlanta. So
you could say for folks who hit the ball over, I think it's right field at whatever they call the stadium in San Francisco, and you hit that. Is it McCovey Bay?
Yeah, McCovey Bay, I think. Yeah,
I hit the ball to Japan.
Yeah, right, because the ball floated all the way. Anyway, it was really compelling stuff. They talked to a guy named Bill Greason. Yeah, Bill Greason was talking and just wonderful, and he's 99.
99.
Wow. And he was a veteran when this 17-year-old kid showed up, and they said, what was he like? Said Willie Mays was attentive. He was interested in learning from the old guys, and they knew he was going to be great. He just was. They were all probably disappointed that, this thing wasn't getting better in their prime because, Cool Papa Bell said Cool Papa Bell was so fast that who's the guy in 36 Olympics from Ohio State that won all the golds in front of Adolf Hitler?
Jesse Owens.
Jesse Owens. They said Jesse Owens would not race him. They would never race Cool Papa.
Okay.
Cool Papa Bell said he could turn off the light in his bedroom, get in bed, have the covers up before the light went out. It was really good stuff. Bill Greason said that Willie Mays was special. And he was a reverend, too. For 53 years, a reverend.
Oh, wow.
But I'm telling you what, we missed out on having these players, involved back in the day. We just couldn't deal with it, but they were better.
Yeah.
Better than what we had, there's no question.
It was a whole different era for the better back then.
For sure.
Satchel Paige got so mad he had everybody sit around the mound and forget fielding, just struck everybody out.
Okay.
He was special. Satchel Paige is another legendary. And we had a guy for years and years. Did Ernie Westfield pass away? Because Ernie pitched, and Ernie's from Champaign, so he pitched. He started in the final Negro League All-Star game in the then Comiskey Park in White Sox back in the early 1960s. And Ernie was a soul man. Man, he played soul music. Where I started in radio, and I was coming at midnight for my first shift. And the great Ernie Westfield, we said, "What's your name?" And I told him, I said, "I'm Stevie J." And he said, turned on his microphone, "Ladies, tell your sisters, Stevie J is on the way."
All right.
He had a rhyming and everything. All right, 7-Eleven. We begin our Friday with weather with meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
With Folk and Roots Friday today, between noon and 1, you can bring a sack lunch to the Lake House at Crystal Lake Park at Urbana and enjoy a laid-back performer. It's Folk and Roots Friday today, noon to 1. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
All right, Mr. Greg, what do you got? What do you got for the weekend, sir?
74 now over at Willard and Savoy, 75 at Rantoul. Dew points have come down just a little bit, but not by much. They'll ramp back up again as we get a little further ensconced in this hot dome of high pressure that will run from St. Louis to Pittsburgh, and we'll sit in between around here with a couple of days worth of ebbing and flowing, low and mid, in some spots upper 90s. 2 weak cool fronts, actually one cool front will come on by. You won't really feel it till perhaps Monday. A little secondary one doing middle part of next week. That'll bring temperatures down, but it's going to be a hot remainder of July and June and July. And boy, I tell you what, keeping an eye on dryness and drought here. We are officially on board for that, if we haven't said so already, going into this summertime season. 94 today, 74 tonight, maybe an isolated thunderstorm tomorrow at 96, up to 91 with a lesser rain chance by Sunday afternoon. And this is just iffy and spotty at best around here. Upper 80s on Monday, slightly drier air, though we're back into the low to mid 90s for Tuesday and Wednesday. A couple of thunderstorms around, not widespread. Then finally some cooler, drier weather late next week with highs into the low to mid 80s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much, Greg Solier. 7:13, ESPN 93.5. Brother Johnny coming up bottom of the hour. Johnny reached Diana and Mike Ditka. And we have not talked to Coach in quite a while. Right. Coach was on our radio for 20 years, 20 plus years. And we enjoyed having him on weekly, and he never minced words, as we know. And anyway, shooter. We have not reached him in a long time. So anyway, he'll give the update on what he learned about Mike Ditka at the bottom of the hour. Worldwide exclusive. Nobody has reported about Mike Ditka. All right, so that'll be coming up. Everything coming in on the text line, 217-359-2255. Fisher National Bank text line. All of our guests today will be on the Tapman's Towing phone line. If you would like to reach out, we do have a Stever. We'll announce that coming up in a few minutes.
I was just reading about the Illinois Fighting Illini guard Terrence Shannon Jr. We'll hear his name called for the NBA draft. And it looks like there's been some action on raising that number 0 jersey to the rafters in the State Farm Center.
Had a heck of a 2 years with us. There's no doubt about it.
He posted on X that he's grateful for that.
Yeah, grateful that he was found not guilty of all charges.
Absolutely.
And that was hanging over his head. Remarkable how he could have played so well with that.
Yes.
And the way people were chanting, he's not guilty. He's innocent.
I know.
But they were chanting.
He became the 36th player in Illini history to earn this distinction. The latest was Kofi Coburn, number 21 last season. Joins the likes of Dyke Edelman, number 40, Kenny Battle, number 33, Nick Anderson at number 25, Io at number 11, Kendall Gill, number 13, D. Brown, number 11. Last year, Shannon averaged 23 points, 4 rebounds, and 2.3 assists on 47% shooting.
How do you do that if you have one player with 2 players with the same number, like Io and D?
Right.
Was D number 11 or 1?
So, let me go back.
They have to
D was number 11.
Well, wasn't Io number 11? Anyway.
Io was number 11.
I don't know. Way to go.
I guess they don't retire the number, obviously. They just raise it to the rafters.
Well, I think that's great. With their name on the jersey. All right, 7:15, ESPN 93.5.
Well, we were also talking about this Thanksgiving Day action, too, where Illinois will be playing Arkansas, and we've got the Bears of Detroit action happening on Thanksgiving Day also this year.
Do they have a time for the Illinois-Arkansas?
I need to look that up, but that's going to be interesting in Kansas City.
Okay.
So,
neutral court, big-time basketball. Notice how Brett Underwood has kind of inched the Illini up to prominence from the standpoint of we're one of the guys. I mean, we're in there with the Dukes and the Arkansas, Alabamas.
In fact, Duke is who will play at Madison Square Garden in February. We've got, of course, the bragging rights game against Missouri and St. Louis, Alabama and Birmingham, and Illinois versus Tennessee. It's going to be a pretty tough
schedule, but I think he loves doing that. And the NCAA tournament and selection people love that.
At all that. It's weighted, right?
Yeah. No, it's all good. You need to win a few of them, but no, it's excellent for your RPI,
and
all this stuff.
Illinois versus Arkansas is the fifth highest major opponent for the Illini.
Yeah.
And again, Thanksgiving Day will be late this year on November 28th.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I don't know what we're doing playing Duke in February. That's right in the middle of the Big Ten season.
Right.
Let's go ahead and play Northwestern at Northwestern. Why not go? Let's just play Duke. Wow. Okay.
All right. St. Louis wins 6-5 yesterday over the San Francisco Giants. Here's your Redbird recap.
With Ricky Orton, I'm John Rooney. Last night at Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama, Brendan Donovan had a big game as Donnie hit a 2-run homer, followed by a double, a single. His single drove in what proved to be the winning run, and the Cardinals beat the Giants 6-5.
A lot of celebrating last night at Rickwood Field. It was really an historic game. The Cardinals come out on top, but also just a nice way to celebrate the Negro Leagues. Of course, there was a lot of programming celebrating the life and legacy of Willie Mays as well, but the Cardinals come through with another one-run victory.
It was Andre Palante with the win. Adam Kloffenstein had a great Major League debut, a 3-of-3 down 8th inning, and Ryan Helsley got his 25th save.
Pitching was good for the Cardinals. They bent a little bit late, but they ended up closing it out.
The Cardinals are off today. Tomorrow they'll resume the series with the Giants, this time at Busch Stadium. Former Cardinal Jordan Hicks against Miles Michaelis will be on the air at 12:20. Ricky will have the lineups at 1:05. I'll bring you the first pitch at 1:15.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
So we're seeing a little of the highlights from Rickwood Field, and boy, that looks like a great night. I want to get into some of that. So we got your forecast for the weekend coming up, huh?
Yeah, weather brought to you by Busey for over 150 years. Busey, member FDIC. We do have a Stever. You're going to want to be part of this. Stand by. We shall announce it and tell you about it in just minutes. It's coming up on 7/19.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign, and Benefit Saturday. A couple of days of heat and humidity. A little bit of subtle relief come Monday. Next week, back into hot and humid weather mid part of the week. A little more significant cool front later next week, but all the while, no real significant or widespread moisture expected. Matter of fact, the longer range weather maps and charts rest of June. Back into hot weather. Plenty of hot weather for July and diminishing rainfall prospects, and so increasing dryness and drought-related concerns. 94 the forecast today with sunshine, light southwest to west wind, and a muggy day's worth of weather. Muggy tonight too, warm at 74. Maybe an isolated thunderstorm late tomorrow at 96. Nothing more than a couple of widely scattered showers and thunderstorms later tomorrow night into Sunday. Highs on Sunday up to about 91. Slightly drier air in upper 80s on Monday. Back into the mid and upper 90s Tuesday with maybe a couple of more isolated thunderstorms late Tuesday into Wednesday. 87 on Wednesday. Humidity finally drops back with highs in the low to mid 80s next Thursday and Friday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting Epidemiologist Greg Solier.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868. Busey Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
CarMax shares are up 2%. Its recent quarter was mixed. Sales were disappointing, but its earnings held up better than expected. NVIDIA is no longer the most valuable company by market value after a sell-off yesterday that pushed shares of the artificial intelligence chipmaker down 3.5%. Microsoft regained its title as most valuable. Today is triple witching when options and futures expire, which creates volatility for the markets. Cryptos are under pressure this morning. Bitcoin's price slipped under $64,000. Starbucks is responding to coffee drinkers who are spending cautiously. The Wall Street Journal says some of its grande-sized specialty drinks are selling for half price. There are also bundles of coffee and breakfast food starting at $5. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda, invested in you.
I'm Emily Campagno, host of the Fox True Crime Podcast. On St. Patrick's Day 2001, 42-year-old Melissa Montoya disappeared in Dulce, New Mexico after separating from her abusive ex. Her family's lawyer, Darlene Gomez, joins me to discuss how the recent discovery of skeletal remains could be a massive breakthrough in this missing Indigenous woman's case. Available now on Apple, Spotify, and FoxNewsPodcast.com.
Tapman's Towing team of experienced tow professionals is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Norm Miller here, chairman of Interstate Batteries. You know, without batteries, life would be pretty lifeless. That's why Interstate All Battery Centers carry them in every size, shape, and style so you can drive, drill, call, film, or do whatever it is you want to do. Stop in today. They've got the power to keep you going. Interstate All Battery Center. Outrageously dependable.
Interstate All Battery Center. You'll find them outrageously dependable just over Interstate 74 at 2504 North Mattis Avenue in Champaign, with batteries for most every application in stock.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
Think you have to settle for mediocre car insurance to save money? Think again. It's possible to get superior coverage and still save money with Erie Insurance. Customers who switched to Erie saved up to $951. It pays to compare. Switch and save with Erie.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance.
Annual savings based on new customers surveyed in March 2022 who reported savings when switching auto insurance. Individual premiums and savings will vary.
All right, it is June 21. If you're keeping score, Brother Johnny coming up in a few moments. Mm-hmm. We do have a Stever today, ladies and gentlemen, the program where I happily give you my money to spend. Today, I'd like you to spend it on Jet's Pizza.
Ooh.
I'll give you $50 to go eat there. What?
The Triple Roni Pizza I see on the website, jetspizza.com.
Triple Roni.
I mean, lots of pepperoni. I mean, it's like pepperoni on pepperoni.
Well, if you like pepperoni.
The ones that are on the top are kind of cupped.
Oh, yeah, that's because he got hot.
Exactly.
Curled up there.
And then you see the steam coming out and the stretchy, freshly grated mozzarella cheese.
Yeah, never frozen. Never flash frozen. This is fresh. They on the cheese thing.
That's right.
Grated themselves.
Full on flavor, light on carbs. Try the seasoned cauliflower crust. I've had that.
Yeah, it's really good.
It is. Not to mention the wings and the salads and the breadsticks, and the list goes on and on when you order at jetspizza.com. But of course, there's the lunch locations where you can stop by at 512 South Neal Street, Neal and Green, and 1907 West Springfield over by Round Barn. Jet's Pizza, you could be a winner today.
All right, just go to ghoststever.com. I think it's up. If you want to check it, should be up. And you can enter to win, and you'll get an email late tonight after 8 if you are one of our winners, and enjoy some delicious Jet's Pizza over the weekend if you'd like. So all of that is right in front of you. Okay, also right in front of you, a week from today will be 28th, so you got till Sunday, week from Sunday, to enter our Name the Starting Five contest.
Name the Starting Five, and on, is it Sunday, we'll hear about Will Riley.
Yeah, between 1 and 2:30 is what Kyle Toss tells me.
Okay, will it be Arizona, Alabama, Kansas, or Illinois? I think those are our four choices.
I think there's something called the NBL. I think it's Pro Ball in New Zealand or something.
I don't want to do that.
Why would you? Just a kid. Come to school, get an education, be a student athlete.
Right. So, name the starting five. You can hear about all the rules, which is 1 entry per household permitted, and 21 or older. And the deadline is June 30th at 10 p.m. And it's brought to you by Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing. $3,000.
Yeah.
Also, Thomas & Ellers Insurance at U of I Golf Course in Savoy.
Who could use, don't show me your hands, you're driving, who could use $3,000 cash?
Oh, my goodness.
That would take care of a few things.
Yes, it would.
So if you are interested, enter, and you got a week from Sunday, that's it. It's deadline shutting the gate. And I think there are a lot of people that are doing their calculations, and they are waiting till Sunday. Will Riley is a 6'8" Canadian kid that can reclassify for the 2024 class. He's really just a junior.
Wow.
But apparently he'd be a top guy, top 10 pick for 2025 as a recruit.
Okay.
But, he's very, very good. Wouldn't that be something if we have all these new guys that are here, that somehow we'd have them next year too? Because I think we'll be good this year, but a year in the system, another year of age, we could be quite special.
Yeah.
But you know what? You go buy a jersey now. What am I going to do with my Marcus Damask jersey?
I'm telling you, it's the Velcro idea. I need to visit with Jed Swisher over at Campus Inc. and say, can we do the Velcro names on there and number?
Because I think it's going to be
the same orange jersey.
And what happens to Ty Rogers and Dre Gibbs Lawhorn? They're the only ones that know anything about Brad Underwood.
All right.
Ty and Dre are going to have to. Well, Ty's the third-year guy. Dre's second-year guy. And you have to say, hey, come here. This is what he does. Just don't worry about it.
Right.
Because there's going to be
this is an Underwood practice.
Stuff. Right? There's going to be stuff happens that you're going to just raise.
You might get your feelings.
Well,
hurt.
Your ears might be burning. Anyway, you just kind of endure, get through, and see what kind of team we have. But I obviously going to take a little time to evolve. When you put a whole bunch of talented kids together, I think Brad thrives on that, and that's just one of his talents, is that he can put the puzzle together and say this person. And you got a really good, Jeff Alexander,
right?
Tim Anderson, and Orlando Antigua.
Yes.
I mean, you got some really good guys that have been putting this team together for years now, and Orlando's back after his vacation in Kentucky. He's back here.
One of the storylines that in this game against Arkansas on Thanksgiving Day is it's against John Calipari's team, who was with Kentucky and now is with the Razorbacks and have worked with Orlando Antigua. And because of that, Tomislav Ivicic's twin brother has transferred from Kentucky to Arkansas. So it'll be the brothers taking each other on Thanksgiving.
Storylines here.
So do they have turkey together before or after
like
the game?
They'll probably do it the day before.
But I mean, do the
the brothers? Yeah, I don't know.
Do they stay on opposite ends of the table?
Yep. No, I'm sure they're
whatever.
They're twins.
Mm-hmm.
And also Arkansas just a couple of years ago beat us in the NCAA tournament by 10. So we kind of owe them for that. Anyway, that's what we got. And Bears, the Chicago Bears, who now will live at our radio stations,
yes,
will play on Thanksgiving Day this year against those darn Detroit Lions, a pretty good team.
That's right.
At Detroit, Thanksgiving traditionally always has the Lions hosting somebody and the Cowboys hosting somebody.
Then the Cowboys will be hosting the New York Giants.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins, that's Kyle Doss's team, and he'll be coming in later this morning, are playing at Green Bay.
Yeah, so they've got triple header on Thanksgiving, plus the Illini.
That's right.
All right. I mentioned a moment ago that Brother Johnny has been trying to reach Diana Ditka and see how Mike is doing. We know he's not great, but Johnny got hold of Diana and actually talked to Coach. So we will find out how that went. I'm really anxious to hear. That'll be next on the radio. I am Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
This is ESP at 93.5, and we'll be right back after Fox News. We'll get some local news and Greg's weather. All coming up next.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Free past the dozens of pro-Palestinian protesters.
At least 30 of the 46 cases against those campus protesters were dismissed. Those Columbia students and staff members were arrested and charged with misdemeanor trespass on April 30th when anti-Israel demonstrators took over, barricading themselves inside for hours before police with riot helmets cleared the damaged building.
Fox's Chanley Painter, the Manhattan DA's office, claims insufficient evidence, but tells Fox Digital they'll continue to pursue other cases, including assaults on police officers. Plenty of drama at the U.S. Supreme Court waiting for the ruling on presidential immunity, a claim brought by the former president Donald Trump. It could come down at 10 a.m. Eastern. Well, at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, a federal court judge in Florida will listen to a motion to dismiss argument from Donald Trump's legal team based on the appointment of special counsel Jack Smith. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, only weeks until the 4th of July, police departments and municipal governments in central Illinois again reminding communities on the legality and danger of fireworks in their cities. Unless one is a professionally licensed pyrotechnic, it's illegal for people in Illinois to have or use fireworks that shoot into the air and or explode. There are, however, some fireworks that are legal, like sparklers, snakes, and party poppers. The Champaign County Highway Department said culvert replacement will be taking place at County Roads 900 North and 1350 East from 6A to 6B. During this time, County Road 1350 East closed completely, while County Road 900 North, the Philo slab, may be reduced to one lane of traffic. Illinois football adding to its 2025 recruiting class with a commitment from Cameron Brooks, a defensive lineman from Homewood Flossmoor High School. Brooks, a 3-year star prospect, announced his commitment last week after an official visit to the university. Incoming senior chose Illinois over others like Iowa, Kansas, and Kansas State. You're up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Weather brought to you by Carl.
Keep your children ready for anything and at the top of their game as you schedule a school or sports physical now at a location near you. Carl.org for details.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign, and Bentonville Saturday. A couple of days of heat and humidity. A little bit of subtle relief come Monday. Next week, back into hot and humid weather mid part of the week. A little more significant cool front later next week, but all the while, no real significant or widespread moisture expected. Matter of fact, the longer range weather maps and charts rest of June back into hot weather. Plenty of hot weather for July and diminishing rainfall prospects, and so increasing dryness and drought-related concerns. 94 the forecast today with sunshine, light southwest and west wind, and a muggy day's worth of weather. Muggy tonight too, warm at 74. Maybe an isolated thunderstorm late tomorrow at 96. Nothing more than a couple of widely scattered showers and thunderstorms later tomorrow night into Sunday. Highs on Sunday up to about 91. Slightly drier air and upper 80s on Monday. Back into the mid and upper 90s Tuesday with maybe a couple of more isolated thunderstorms late Tuesday into Wednesday. 87 on Wednesday. Humidity finally drops back with highs in the low to mid 80s next Thursday and Friday. For Stevie J Broadcasting Meteorologist Greg Solier.
Friday morning, June 21, ESPN 93.5. Here we go. Brother Johnny's down in New Orleans where it is actually cooler than it is in Champaign-Urbana.
Wow.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah, come on down. Nice and cool. Well, I mean 88, but I guess that is cooler.
Cooler than what we have here this weekend in St. Louis for our bus trip that Diane Ducey will be hosting. Leaving at 9 a.m. from First Christian Church. Bus will get there at 8:30. You want to grab a seat. All suite, Johnny. It's going to be 98 degrees in St. Louis, so we're going to be in an air-conditioned suite with all the food and beverages for our people. That's good.
It's tough out there in the trenches. Well, I'll tell you what. it's a good day, Steve. It's June 21st, longest day of the year. So I like to enjoy every minute. Longest day of the year. I like the daylight. I like the sunshine.
We do too. Waking up with light
and so many great sunsets and sunrises. It's awesome.
Yeah, I tell you what, I aging out, Johnny. I'll take warm over cold now for sure. Kind of
yeah, me too.
Snowbird attitude.
Well, don't forget your blood temperature is 98.6. Does that tell you anything?
Yeah.
So when it's 98.6, you're in perfect ambience. But when it's minus 10, it's off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Johnny, I've been teasing this. You have been trying to reach Diana Ditka and obviously Mike Ditka. What happened here in the last day?
Yeah, we got a great time to talk, and they're doing well. Mike and Diana are okay. Mike won't be playing any more football, but it was great to talk to him. He says hi, and they're in Naples full-time, Naples, Florida.
And no longer back and forth to Chicago?
No, so that's different, and it was really good to talk to both of them.
I bet it was. And of course, Mike has never been one to mince words. When you ask how he was, what did he say?
Well, he was well, you know, he's getting up there and he's Mike, so he says, I'm dying. I was like, well, and he laughed, you know. But
I think we're all, aren't we all technically dying? I mean, we all are.
Technically.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, he's not as mobile, and Diana and he are just kind of enjoying life in Florida.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. They could still smoke us at gin, couldn't they?
Oh boy, don't go there. They got it. It's like second nature.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, I'm so happy you heard his voice. You talked to him because I just miss him. I miss his wisdom, his comments. Yeah. It was so much fun over the years, over 2 decades, Johnny. We talked to Mike Ditka. It was a long time.
Yeah, no, he's been a great guy and done a lot. And a lot of people really think highly of Mike Ditka.
Yeah,
and we've been around people that just wanted to come and shake his hand or get a hat signed, and he's always really pretty nice to everybody.
Well, and remember, there was a time in there where I would have a contest for the first person to text in after he said, "Stop it."
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, I do that too.
We could throw him a nice little slow pitch, and he goes, "Stop it, just stop it." But he was kind of out there talking the way Trump, as far as candid and straight down. He'd say things, Mike Ditka would say things people were thinking but wouldn't say.
No, that's right. And I always appreciated somebody who very honest and not too manipulative. But he could also be pretty persuasive, especially if you made a bad play.
Yeah,
well,
there was that.
No, he was known for his encouraging his guys to do the right thing on the football field.
Yeah, well,
but he was also very aware of trying to figure out what's the right thing to do. You know, where he had a good conscience, has always had a very gentle, believe it or not, kind of guy in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we've enjoyed many times with him, and certainly glad you got to talk to him. Mike Ditka in Naples with Diana, and that's where they live full time.
You and I, and actually Ditka in the 90s, were down in New Orleans, and that's really how you guys became friends, right? Because
yes, we ran into each other at English Turn Golf Course, actually, and so and he was hanging out with some of my buddies, and so we just, got to know each other. And
he was coaching the Saints, right?
Right.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He was actually doing pretty well, and then he hit a 3-13 season that I've told Steve, Diana, we had 8 games that we lost within the last 2 minutes of the game.
8 games
and when
in the last 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow.
In that 3-13 season.
Wow.
And it was one thing after another, including 2 Hail Marys. And they ended up, Mike was fired, but the next year we went to the playoffs for the first time in history.
Wow.
Or actually, we won a playoff game for the first
time in history. Yeah, he had the team
and
together.
it was with Mike's team. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, 97 to 99 were his Saints years.
Yeah.
That's right. So
that was brutal. Big. I mean, that just those are the breaks. Sometimes they happen, and what do you say when things go bad? They really go bad. Man.
And for the Bears, it was 82 to 92.
82 to 92 with the Bears, yeah. And the 85 Bears will be remembered as one of the greatest teams of all time.
Agreed.
No question.
And Super Bowl 20.
Was that Super Bowl 20? Goodness.
Jeez.
It's crazy. Yeah. All right, Johnny, we're all buzzed about Illinois basketball right now. We found out that we've got quite a non-conference schedule.
Yes.
We're going to play Arkansas. We're going to play Duke. We're going to play Tennessee. We're going to play
Alabama, and then, of course, the bragging rights game
Missouri.
in St. Louis.
And Missouri got a lot better. They got a bunch of portal people. And then we're waiting on this. We're doing this contest where you can name the starting five, have a chance at $3,000. And it's just, talk about a crapshoot. Nobody can even name who's on the team.
Even Coach has a hard time right now naming it.
No, Coach, I think when we talked to him a couple of months ago, he said that's impossible. He doesn't know.
Right.
He doesn't know.
Well, that's what makes it
You're
kind
going
of
to have
fun.
to wait till they throw the ball up at center court to win.
Yeah, that's exactly right. First regular season game. StevieJay.com. Anyway, this kid named Will Riley, who Kansas wants bad, who want Alabama, Arizona, and Illinois. And there are people saying that we might get him Sunday when he makes his announcement early afternoon on Sunday. If we get this 18-year-old, 6'8" kid, he can shoot it, and he's really, really good. He's a top player in the country. So there's a kid that might add to this, and all these people that have transferred into Illinois are going, wait a minute, where are my minutes?
What position does he play?
I think he's just a kind of a two guard, isn't he? He's a shooter. He's 6'8". I don't know where we're going to put everybody, but man, I think we might. If you wanted to take a flyer, you could say we had an Elite Eight team here last year, a bunch of old veterans that were very, very good at basketball. But talent-wise, this might be a better team. I mean,
well, listen. It sounds like we've really got some talent, but okay. But that is, you have to have that, and then you go.
Yeah,
but,
right.
A lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And remember, Steve, I don't remember an Illinois basketball player who couldn't shoot it. We need them that can make it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, there's
they
that.
Can all shoot it.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Steve.
That's an old line, but it is true because they will, and they'll continue to shoot. So, yeah.
It does say Will Riley.
No, that sounds exciting. That's tough, Steve. When you can be the ninth best team in the country and still go 0-5 against a lineup like you just read off.
Yeah. Right.
It's
right.
kind of. But we could also go 5-0.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
They're calling Will Riley a small forward at 178 pounds, 6'8".
Yeah, he's young, but I've seen video, and of course, nobody ever puts video out where they don't make all the shots. But I mean, some of his were off the dribble, fading away. I mean, some good-looking baskets that didn't look easy.
That's great.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. But they're thinking that Illinois could possibly sell out the entire season ticket thing for this year. That's the excitement and anticipation.
Well, that's great. And what about actually comes before the basketball season? How are we looking?
Football?
Yeah.
Well, we have a league now with 18 teams, and we have a week where we host Michigan, then go to Oregon. Eesh, yikes.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm counting to 6, but we have to win. You just have to schedule, Centennial, Central, and Urbana in the first 3 weeks. You just have to. You have to get 3 wins to get to 6, I think. And so we have Kansas coming in the second week. We play Eastern at home, and they're a very good football program. So we got to win those games with Kansas at home. They beat us by 30 out there last year. I don't know if they got the same quarterback, so I don't know. I have no idea. It's very hard in football because there are guys coming in. I really think Brett Bielema's the man. But I have no clue what I have in football. I'm hopeful, but I think the schedule's crazy hard. But I'm hoping we can count to 6. That's what I'm hoping for.
So,
all right.
And that first game is going to be an 8 o'clock Thursday evening game against EIU.
It's a school night, Johnny. What are we doing, man? Where's my tailgate?
August 29th.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Well, August 29th. Okay. Well, maybe we can go to that one.
Yeah. It'll be 8:00 at night though.
So then we have Central Michigan as our homecoming game on September 14th at
Why is it
11 a.m.
So early. I'm so surprised. Central Michigan.
But it's because of that tribute that we have against Michigan October 19th to celebrate 100 years of Memorial Stadium in that game against Michigan.
We got to play well there, Johnny. You can't lose or at least get cream in a Red Grange game, right? Criminy.
Well, they'll play their hardest, but that's a really good team. Now they've got a new coach.
New players, a lot of new players. J.J. McCarthy is playing for the Vikings now. So we'll see. We beat him up there 2 years ago. We absolutely beat him. And J.J. McCarthy had the ball on the ground with his knee down, and they said, no, he didn't. And I saw the video, and he did, and that means it's our ball and we win. It was a 4th down play, and then they kick a field goal and beat us.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, I remember I'll see we beat them 2 years ago in football and raise you. We won the Big Ten Conference in basketball because we had 2 more wins than they did.
16-4 versus 14-3, and
they concocted a COVID rule. They gave them the Big Ten
because
Conference.
by percentages they had a better percentage. And we played them. We played them
and beat them like a drum at Michigan.
At Michigan without Io by 30.
I'm talking about they were walking around ready to go to the showers with 7 minutes to go, looking up at the clock, says we got to finish this.
Yeah.
And we just pounded them.
Yeah.
And it was a great game though. They can have the banner; they don't deserve it. But we had a good team that year too. So it's fun. Illinois sports. Still talking sports. We got Mike's ball and golf, and baseball's coming up. Steve, baseball.
Yeah,
they're at Illinois.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is.
And I also wanted to mention Illinois Northwestern on November 30th, 2 days after Thanksgiving, will be at Wrigley Field.
Football. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
We did that before, not that long ago.
No, we did that. It's been a dozen years. Ron Zook, I think, did. Maybe 15 years. Yeah, we were up there once.
They're trying to figure out how the sideline's going to look.
Well, they were initially saying you're going to both be on the same sideline. Brett Bielema said we can't do that. So, yeah.
I'll tell you
We're not going to do that, ILL.
If you're talking about, that reminds me of Wrigley, and I've been watching more baseball, Steve, but I wouldn't survive baseball anymore because they've got those walls. We didn't have any walls. Remember, I had tar on my shirt from the road, and I often had to go into the bean field to get the ball. There were no walls, and I just have no sense of a wall, so I'd immediately run straight into one, and that'd be the end of it.
You did have. You had tar on your Johnny Bench shirt, number 5.
Yeah.
He,
well, I mean, they were hitting them pretty deep out there. You had to go over the ditch and into the road, Diane, and it was hot, and I dove for it. And
what was it? 1 7-inning game. There's 21 outs in a 7-inning game. You played center field. How many catches did you have?
I had 17 outs. Not what you want from your center fielder. It's kind of like your tackle leader as the safety. Not good.
You were getting after it.
Yeah, but we stayed within the 10 runs, but they were just
pounding the ball.
I couldn't get to all of them. I couldn't get to all of them.
Okay,
so.
gotcha.
Some of them actually rolled in the bean field, didn't they?
Yeah, that's fun.
Good old-fashioned baseball there. All right, before we let you go, 7:48, Donald Trump is supposed to announce apparently his vice presidential pick at the convention. What if he's incarcerated? Will he do it through Zoom?
Probably. I don't think they'll keep him incarcerated very long. I think then you're going to see a Supreme Court move.
I would think. I would just. I don't know though. Can you predict Judge Juan Machan? I don't know. I mean, he does not like Donald Trump. So.
No, I'm not talking. That's a New York judge. That's not even over in his purview to make a felony charge on a federal election rule that Donald Trump didn't break. So the whole thing is such a sham. If they do try to keep the leading presidential candidate behind bars, I think they're going to put a stay on it or something.
They'd have to. It would just have to. I mean, that would be really a political prisoner. I really think that is.
So there's no question about that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. He'll at least get probation or something. They'll do something. But just think of the hero Juan Machan would be in New York City. He'd be just out of a ticker tape for him or something.
Well, I don't know. There are both sides, even in New York. So
yeah.
I don't think that was a good move, and I don't think it'll pan out. But it certainly makes for drama. I'm telling you.
Who do you think would be the pick at this point? Any ideas?
Well, I'll go with Eddie Martin's Ben Carson. I think that's a good pick.
And Ben is 71. You know how old Doug, is it Burgum, the North Dakota? Doug Burgum.
I don't know.
He's 67, so he and Ben Carson are pretty close, and I know he's been...
Ben Carson's 72.
72, so it'd be 76. I don't know. I guess he could run, but does Donald Trump want a guy that can keep it going?
That doesn't make... Well, so you do have some strategy involved, and North Dakota is an automatic 3 electoral votes, and nobody knows who the governor is. So why he would pick him would be for all the right reasons of he'd make the best president, which never comes into play.
Yeah, right.
So, although Ben Carson would make a good president, very well known and respected, and really been a solid supporter of Trump. And what I'd say is the American way, and he came up from poverty, really, and has been a well-renowned brain surgeon.
Yep.
But he's done a lot of good things in politics. He makes a lot of sense, and he'd be a good one.
Yep.
I mean, and then you could find a state that, your pick could put that state in your column, which otherwise is pretty iffy. That's the strategy part, to get those electoral votes. So
yeah,
he's gonna. That's going to be interesting. And how many more days till the Republican convention?
It's July 15, so a month, 3 weeks, something like that.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Johnny, but what's interesting is there's 27 states that are clearly going to go Trump. There are 13 states at this point that are clearly going to go Biden. 27 to 13 to this point, so that, essentially it says 20 of you got 27. 10 states that are, I guess, called toss-ups. But you know what 3 of the toss-ups are now? New Hampshire, Minnesota, and Virginia? Why wouldn't you pick the Virginia? Why don't you pick the Virginia governor as the vice president? I've never heard any buzz about him. I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, that's interesting. So the 17 Biden states are big, though. I mean,
13.
They got
13 Biden states.
13.
Yeah.
You got Illinois, California, and New York in that.
Yeah,
and that makes that's about a third of what you need.
That's right. 270 electoral votes, and everything's
which is based on population, that's okay. I mean, I like that representation by the number of people per state, but I don't like the majority rule vote that they push for. In other words, getting rid of the electoral college, because if California, let's say there was voter fraud, and California had figured it out, they could just pick our president every year, and the other states wouldn't have any say.
So many people live there, right? 55 million or something just in California.
Well, they're down to 40 and dropping.
Ooh,
but
is it really that low?
There's a lot of people. Yeah, I think so.
Pretty good buying a house out there then, huh? Wow, that's a lot.
Well, no, they're still going to have to pay for it.
Well, we'll see what happens. But
I just did an odd search on some of the vice presidential picks, and online it's saying North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum is on the list, along with South Carolina Governor Tim Scott.
He's a senator, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott.
And then Marco Rubio came up as a Florida senator, also Ohio Senator J.D. Vance.
Yeah, J.D. Vance has been climbing the ladder a little bit, and he's a pretty smart kid. He's 40, though. He's pretty young.
New York Representative Elise Stefanik.
Stefanik.
I like Elise.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, then you put her in the old, could she be president? I don't know.
And then it goes to Byron Donalds, the Florida congressman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton is on the list.
Yeah.
And we wrap with Tulsi Gabbard.
Yep. Well, there's your wild card.
That's an interesting one, which I don't think he would go there. But that the other ones are all pretty solid Trump states.
And they've been a lot of them have been vetted by a bunch, so you know who they are. Like Ben Carson, no question about that. But we'll see. It's coming up. It'll be interesting. Yeah.
And other picks say Vivek Ramaswamy and Kristi Noem.
I think Vivek will sure be cabinet secretary somehow. So somewhere.
What's his state, Diane? I don't know where Vivek's from.
Okay.
I don't actually know that either. Vivek Ramaswamy, California.
The fact that he's in a different generation is a real plus.
Yeah.
I think.
And Indian American. I mean, there's a lot of people in this country from the country of India, and they're
yes, I don't think
quite well.
the race plays that much, Steve. We're told it does. It doesn't. It's just like the vice president itself. It's just not the big.
Right.
It's just not the big swinging decision-making thing as well. It depends on who they pick for their vice president. So
yeah,
I don't think it has a whole lot of impact, but it could in a particular state. So therefore, if you got a good candidate from a swing state, you might. That's why Kennedy picked Johnson. They couldn't stand
get Texas, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
And that worked.
Yeah, right. All right, Johnny, we appreciate your time. Good to hear about Mike Ditka and Diana doing pretty well in Florida, and you got to talk to him, which is really cool. And we will...
Yeah, I was pretty happy about that. Diana, I called Steve. I said, hey, I just talked to Mike and Diana. They're doing okay.
I'm so happy.
It's been a few months since I've...
Right.
So I was glad to get
no kidding.
Okay.
No, I'm happy to hear. All right, Johnny, thank you. Have a great weekend.
All right, Steve. All right, Diane. Stay cool. Come on down. You can cool off in New Orleans.
Cool off in New Orleans. Brother Johnny down in New Orleans, ESPN 93.5.
Vivek Ramaswamy, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, is he?
Uh-huh.
Cincinnati
and
guy.
38 years old.
Probably a Cincinnati Reds fan.
Okay.
Okay, then. My son-in-law Jacob is still with the Cincinnati Reds. There's going to be some roster movement next week. And if he can survive that one, then that's a pretty good one. But there's going to be a bunch of jumbling around, getting guys back, and what you do with players. And anyway, there's just not room for everybody.
Right.
So we'll see. All right, check your weather. Meteorologist Greg Solier brought to you this morning by Kramer Siding and Window.
Your premier provider for home improvement, specializing in siding, windows, doors, roofing, and outdoor living. Visit kramersiding.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity heats on for the next couple of days. Brief relief expected early next week. Then one more surge of hot and humid weather. More significant cooling late next week, but it'll be all for naught with a hot remainder of June and especially July ahead with expanding dryness and drought-related issues on the longer range. Weather maps and charts. Up to 94 with a mostly sunny sky for the day today. Light southwest to west wind. Muggy tonight, 74. Hot, humid tomorrow. Increasing clouds. Maybe a thunderstorm in spots late. Highs up to 96. Couple of thunderstorms around early, more so late tomorrow night. Lows back down into the 70s. And a hot and humid Sunday up to 91. Maybe a nice little thunderstorm around early and again later in the afternoon. A little less humidity for the day Monday and highs to about 89. Back up to 97 Tuesday. A thunderstorm late in the day. A couple of more thunderstorms expected. Just scattered stuff Wednesday at 87. Then cooler, drier air late next week with daytime readings into the lower and middle 80s with nights in the lower 60s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Tired of trying to keep up with Old Man Jones and his perfect lawn? Spring Green knows that we can't all spend hours a day creating that perfect shade of green, killing off all that crabgrass and making sure every insect in the neighborhood doesn't call your lawn home this year. At Spring Green, they take the hassle out of your lawn headache with services such as lawn fertilization, weed control, grub and insect control, lime treatments, and even bush and tree care. Let the experts at Spring Green help you this season. For more information, visit them at spring-green.com. Spring Green, America's neighborhood lawn care team.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
On Sunday, June 23rd, the Cardinals host the Giants. And that day, 25,000 fans ages 21 and over will leave with their very own St. Louis Stars hat, courtesy of Budweiser. That's not all. 10,000 kids ages 15 and younger entering with a ticket will also receive a Kids Growth poster featuring fan favorite Lars Nootbaar, thanks to Missouri Farmers Care. Stick around after the game for the High 2 Kids Run the Bases. For more details, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Lars Nootbaar, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Urbana Park District's tradition is back this summer with their free Neighborhood Nights concerts between 6:30 and 8 at a different park each week with a different band. I'm Diane Ducey, your MC from Stevie Jay Broadcasting. The Park District will take care of you with free popcorn, lemonade, and water. Meet different groups and friends. Enjoy the great music every Wednesday, 6:30 to 8 at different parks throughout the summer. Find out more about Neighborhood Nights at urbanaparks.org.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
They crossed the border and could end up on death row. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. 2 migrants in the U.S. illegally face capital murder charges in Houston, Texas. Johan Jose Rangel Martinez and Franklin Jose Pena Ramos, accused in the death of a 12-year-old girl whose body was found in a creek.
Police say that 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungary was strangled to death by 2 migrants from Venezuela. One crossed the border illegally in April, the other in May, and that one, according to DHS sources, was released just weeks ago after he claimed that he feared for his life if sent back to his home country. Investigators used surveillance video to track the suspect's movements before and after the murder.
Fox's Chanley Painter, another migrant who came to the U.S. illegally, is charged with murder in Maryland. Yet another charged with raping a 13-year-old girl in a park in New York City. Also in New York, 2 months after pro-Palestinian protests and an encampment.
The Manhattan District Attorney's Office says 30 of the Columbia student protesters and 2 university employees who took over an academic building on campus on April 30th will not be prosecuted due to lack of evidence. 46 pro-Palestinian protesters in all were arrested after barricading themselves inside Hamilton Hall, initially charged with trespassing, a misdemeanor. Prosecutors told the court that because they had worn masks and covered surveillance cameras, there wasn't enough evidence.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. The Supreme Court still has more than a dozen cases to decide, with more rulings coming next hour. Fox's Ryan Schmel says one of them could be the big Trump case.
If the presumptive Republican nominee can use presidential immunity in his D.C. criminal case. Prosecutors argue presidents have always been able to face criminal liability for decisions made while in office, while President Trump's legal team argues denying immunity would, quote, incapacitate every future president with de facto blackmail and extortion while in office.
Now, the former president will hold a rally in Philadelphia tomorrow. President Biden's at Camp David to prep for their CNN debate next week. America's listening to Fox News.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
News. President Biden has had some big fundraisers in recent days, and his former rival in the 2020 Democratic race, Mike Bloomberg, the former New York City mayor, is pledging $20 million. The The Biden campaign announced last night that the president and Democrats raked in $85 million in May, less than former President Trump, and Republicans raised $141 million last month. This as the president hopes soccer kicks up more Latino support.
The Biden-Harris campaign is sponsoring organizing events at sports bars and restaurants and hosting watch parties for the Copa America, rolling out a new ad airing specifically during the tournament.
4 years ago, we were shut down. Stadiums were empty. Trump failed us. But then Joe Biden took over. He reopened the country and got us back on track.
The 2024 Copa America kicked off Thursday, a tournament featuring national teams from across South and North America. Biden campaign manager Julie Chavez Rodriguez says the campaign will harness the energy of Copa to mobilize and reach the Latino voters who will decide this election. In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks could drop. Futures are down modestly the day after big gains for the Dow, but the Nasdaq fell, ending a streak of 7 straight record high closes. They paid tribute last night in Alabama to baseball's past at the oldest pro baseball stadium in America, Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama, where they used to play Negro League games.
Here's a high drive to deep right field, and Brendan Donovan, an Alabama native, crushes a home run.
Donovan drove in 3, leading the St. Louis Cardinals to a 6-5 win over the San Francisco Giants on Fox. Some old Negro League players were there at the game, some of them Willie Mays' teammates in Birmingham, where he played in the Negro League before his Major League Hall of Fame career. Willie Mays died this week at the age of 93. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. A project aimed to improve a Savoy Park failed. Project would have begun the multi-million-dollar improvement process at Colbert Park. The vote would have approved a village contract with an engineering company out of Champaign. Savoy Parks and Recreation's director says proposal looking to add new amenities to the 15 empty acres of the park. Illinois Republican Chairman Don Tracy stepping down after more than 3 years at the helm. He announced his resignation this week, weeks before the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. He said his decision due in part to spending more time with infighting among fellow Republicans than fighting Democrats. Construction and renovation coming to the University of Illinois campus this summer in the form of over 40 different projects. University's Facilities and Streets Department says the projects include classroom and laboratory modernizations, roof replacements, accessibility improvements, infrastructure revitalization, and utilities renewal. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
All right, Jim, thank you. 8:06 in Champaign-Urbana. Diane had to go, so yeah, she had to leave. She had a...
Oh, did she? Tolono Mondays, right?
No, she's working on publicity for all that, so she had to go. I don't know if you've met Kyle Tosk. Have you ever met Greg Solier? Kyle's
No, I don't think so.
University of Illinois student, former undefeated high school tennis star. Isn't that right?
Close enough.
He's long and lanky. He could take Djokovic to the wire. Anyway, Kyle's jumped in, going to help this hour. Good to have Kyle Tosk. I'm going to ask him about this 18-year-old, 18 or 17-year-old?
18.
18, Will Riley?
Mm-hmm.
What's he doing being a senior next year in high school?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, he's a great basketball player, so yeah, and Illinois has compiled a bunch of stars.
Yeah.
Come from all over the world for our basketball team next year, and there's even buzz about selling out the season. Is that
already? Wow.
They're talking about it's potentially basketball will be kind of a hot ticket. We're going to have some to give away this year too, so that could be good. Anyway, Greg Solier, a meteorologist, he knows science.
Well, weather, meteorology.
It's kind
everything else.
Sciencey though. Sciencey though.
Yeah, kind of. Mostly, largely.
Yeah,
nerdy.
kind of cumulus and big words like that. All right, so we got summer, man, and this is the longest day of the year.
You betcha, yeah. Clocked in yesterday afternoon at 3:51. No, there's a lot of summer to go. Come on, the folks out there, we're just getting started here. And just getting started on what's going to be generally a hot and dry summer around these parts. And yeah, the D word, drought, is slipping back into the vernacular. So, yeah.
That's not good, but
no, it's not. And
I don't think the corn looks as high to me around here. I mean, Champaign County, I'm not seeing knee high yet or anything.
No. Well, it's not quite the 4th of July, but there's a wide variance because there were some folks that were in the ground early and then they had to replant because of too much rain.
Yeah.
Others have been, are struggling. They were late planting because of that wet weather, and now they're in the midst of this heat. So this pollination tasseling stage that we keep an eye out for, typically around normally the 4th of July, the beginning part of July. Well, that's going to vary greatly between, the next 10 days. Like there's a guy up in Kankakee that's got, 5-foot corn already and it's tasseling there.
All right.
And, others are going to be struggling along. So we got to keep an eye on temperatures, and they are not going to be favorable for that, nor the absence of rain. So you have been forewarned. 74 out there right now. Later on today, forecast high, going to be a hot one, but at least we missed out on the worst aspect of the heat wave, but still going to be tough enough at 94, 74 tonight. Scant chance for a thunderstorm late tomorrow night into Sunday. We still stay hot. 96 tomorrow, 91 on Sunday. A little bit drier air and upper 80s, a little bit more comfortable feel Monday. Back to the hot stuff for Tuesday and Wednesday in the 90s with maybe an errant thunderstorm chance. Brief cooling in here for late next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
All right. Thank you, partner. Appreciate it very much. 8:09. I am Stevie J. Kyle has jumped in from the afternoons with Monte and Derek Piper. Did I hear you guys say that Andrew Tate hit 90?
90 miles an hour.
On the radar gun?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds quick. 90 is very good with, junior and high school, right? Gotta be a senior.
In front of some college coaches, Lon said.
90 is pretty good, and obviously everything at that level is placement. And how you can throw 90 and have any clue where it's going. It's amazing. If you throw a strike, but then after that, high school you throw strikes, college you hit corners, and in professional baseball you hit the black part and you keep it at the knees. I mean, it's a phenomenal thing how anybody can throw the ball that hard with all the energy in your body and be able to place it essentially on a bottle cap. You watch this Skeens kid from Pittsburgh.
Oh my goodness.
He's put in on the black on all the edges. And if you don't, you make a mistake in baseball when you throw it down the middle. And those guys are too good to miss those. It's remarkable how good everybody is. And the guy made a mistake. He threw it 3 inches off. And it's a mistake. And they hit a home run. But this Paul Skeens, is that his name?
Paul Skeens, yeah. He'd pair his 102 mile an hour fastball with his splinker.
It's like a splitter, right?
And sinker combination, kind of, that just dies.
I don't know.
95.
And plus, he can put it where he wants it. So he's kind of a big time star. And a lot of these guys throw that hard have Tommy John sometime, right? So there'll probably be a moment where the body just maybe doesn't do that anymore. Okay, Kyle's going to tell me about Will Riley and that there is a strong feeling amongst people that know that there's a high likelihood Illinois is going to win this guy, right?
Sounds like it. You got 2 crystal balls in currently for Illinois.
Did Derek go?
Derek has not yet. We got to get him going on
because
that one.
One guy who was 207 out of 220.
Travis Branham, 24/7.
And he picked Will Riley to come to Illinois. That's a big get. I mean, that really would be another. We're trying to figure out who's not going to play because you have 12. You can't play 12. You can play 9. You can play 9. One guy might redshirt, I know, but other than that, I mean, they're gonna be a battle. When do they start practicing?
Pretty soon.
Yeah,
I think some guys are here ready for the summer, and to go from 2 scholarship guys returning with Ty Rogers and Trey Gibbs-Lawhorn, all of a sudden you got too many guys to play.
Wow.
It's pretty incredible.
It is
the talent they brought in.
And the impact of Orlando Antigua.
Oh, yeah.
Huge, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. We don't get Will Riley. Don't have a chance.
Oh, absolutely
Well,
not.
Riley had committed to Kentucky, right?
He hadn't committed yet. He had released a top 5 and was a strong lean to Kentucky. Then he revised the top 5, kicked Arkansas out, put Illinois in.
Wow. So we weren't
Illinois
even
just
on radar.
kind of jumped in with Antigua and that connection. All of a sudden, maybe you're going to land him. And, man, this is going to be a fun team to just watch play out over the season, get better.
You got cultures. You got, geographic. I mean, the type of team we have, to have a family reunion with everybody and all their families would be quite the The potato salad's going to have to be in the freezer because there's so many people have to travel so far. We have 2 international stars.
One from Lithuania, Croatia, Canada now, if Will Riley jumps on board.
Right. I think the, hello, my name is a good idea. Brad bought those sticker things you put on your chest so everybody knows who they are. I think this is a better basketball team on paper than we had that went to the Elite Eight, talent-wise. I mean, is that a hot take?
I would tend to agree. I think last year's team probably more ready to win right away just because the familiarity and the carryover from guys like Coleman Hawkins, Terrence Shannon. This team might take a little while to mesh, but if they put it together, I think their ceiling might be a little higher.
Everyone except Humrickhouse could come back next year.
It's true.
So if you were able to maintain, let's forget about 4 years. Let's talk 2. If I have everybody for 2 years, this would be a nice run. Because I think we'll be good this year, but I don't know how you can't do anything about age and experience. We had that last year. We had the old guys who knew how to handle the pressure. This is new, and no matter how good you are, you still got to go through it. And the ones that don't go through it go to the NBA immediately. Mm-hmm. So they're that good. So I don't know. It's fascinating that we've lined up 5 powerhouse matchups. What the heck? What is it? Tennessee, Arkansas, Alabama, now Duke, and
Missouri, of course.
Missouri's going to be much better. They went out and got people.
They did. Tony Perkins from Iowa on Missouri now.
Oh, great.
Guy that had his way with Illinois the last couple of years.
He scores 30 points on the free throw line. Oh, gosh. Okay, great. All right, at least we don't play him twice. What's Iowa going to have? Iowa lost a lot. What's Purdue got?
Purdue's got most guys except Edey back.
And Giles, he left. He went to Duke.
Gillis.
Gillis.
Yep. Mason Gillis.
Okay, Mason Gillis left.
Braden Smith.
They got the 3 guards,
Mm-hmm.
3 great guards, but they sure don't have like Ivy and none of those guys anymore. So, I mean, they're all gone.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how those guys work without Zach Edey opening up the floor for them.
Well, that's a big deal when you kick it out and have a wide open 3.
Yeah.
And that's gone. They got good inside play, but certainly anybody's going to miss Zach Edey. All right, sports headlines. I got the Cardinal wrap here. It was historic down in Alabama last night.
With Ricky Orton, I'm John Rooney. Last night at Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama, Brendan Donovan had a big game as Donnie hit a 2-run homer, followed by a double, a single. His single drove in what proved to be the winning run, and the Cardinals beat the Giants 6-5.
A lot of celebrating last night at Rickwood Field. It was really an historic game. The Cardinals come out on top, but also just a nice way to celebrate the Negro Leagues. Of course, there was a lot of programming celebrating the life and legacy of Willie Mays as well, but the Cardinals come through with another 1-run victory.
It was Andre Palante with the win. Adam Kloffenstein had a great Major League debut, a 3-of-3 down 8th inning, and Ryan Helsley got his 25th save.
Pitching was good for the Cardinals. They bent a little bit late, but they ended up closing it out.
The Cardinals are off today. Tomorrow they'll resume the series with the Giants, this time at Busch Stadium. Former Cardinal Jordan Hicks against Miles Michaelis will be on the air at 12:20. Ricky will have the lineups at 1:05. I'll bring you the first pitch at 1:15. The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
I think everybody in the National League is a playoff team potentially. What are the Cubs? They're like a game and a half out of the wild card. I mean, everybody's a game and a half out of the wild card. I mean, the National League has 4 people above 500, right?
Yeah.
There's like 15 teams.
Mm-hmm. I think there's 8 teams all within 2.5 games of the wild card right now.
So if somebody goes on a 7-game winning streak, you'll be like blasting off like a rocket. What happened to the Cubs? I do think they got their manager. I think they have an injury or 2, right? I mean, everybody has them, but
they did, and they just have a disaster of a bullpen situation.
Wow, man, you can trade for that though. Can't you get a bullpen? Couldn't you trade for Ryan Helsley?
You need to. Well, I'd take him. I don't know if the Cardinals feel the same way.
With the Cardinals, I mean, how many Cardinal fans are going, they're awful. They're a playoff team today.
Mm-hmm.
How is that possible? I mean, all the lamenting, and it's kind of like golf. what'd you shoot? How'd you do? So if you shot an 80 and you're in second place, then you're in second place. It's hard. And I can't believe the parity, I guess, is what I call it.
Yeah.
There's just not a nickel's difference between the Cubs and the Padres or the Cubs and the Giants or the Cubs and the Cardinals. It's just not much difference. And nobody has established themselves as a real contender anyway. Who's going to beat Philadelphia or the Dodgers?
I don't know.
And Atlanta even. I mean, it's and Milwaukee. They got the Milwaukee manager, whoever he is, Pat Murphy, he should be on Mount Rushmore. His features are like the old days of baseball where you'd see on an old Honus Wagner card. He's got these strong features, and nobody knows who he is, and Milwaukee's better than they were. How are they doing that? I don't get it. Okay. And probably the best team in baseball, the New York Yankees, Baltimore Orioles. Cleveland's really good.
Yeah, I'd say Philly's maybe the favorite right now.
I don't know. I always my theory is hot beats better. So you could go nuts and like the Cardinals did in 11. If we come from the wild card and win everything, I mean it's possible to get hot, but normally the great teams with the great pitching win. That's kind of it. 8:19, we check Greg's weather. Be right back.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign, and Bentonville Saturday. A couple of days of heat and humidity. A little bit of subtle relief come Monday. Next week, back into hot and humid weather mid part of the week. A little more significant cool front later next week, but all the while, no real significant or widespread moisture expected. Matter of fact, the longer range weather maps and charts rest of June back into hot weather. Plenty of hot weather for July and diminishing rainfall prospects, and so increasing dryness and drought-related concerns. 94 the forecast today with sunshine, light southwest and west wind, and a muggy day's worth of weather. Muggy tonight too, warm and 74. Maybe an isolated thunderstorm late tomorrow at 96. Nothing more than a couple of widely scattered showers and thunderstorms later tomorrow night into Sunday. Highs on Sunday up to about 91. Slightly drier air and upper 80s on Monday. Back into the mid and upper 90s Tuesday with maybe a couple of more isolated thunderstorms late Tuesday into Wednesday. 87 on Wednesday. Humidity finally drops back with highs in the low to mid 80s next Thursday and Friday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting Meteorologist Greg Solier.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Spirit Aerosystems shares are up 5%. Reuters is reporting that Spirit and Boeing appear close to an agreement that would combine their operations. Spirit Aero was previously a subsidiary of Boeing. CarMax shares are also higher. Its earnings top forecast, though it is expressing concerns about inflation and high interest rates impacting its business. CarMax sold fewer cars than a year ago, but the company is holding up better than Wall Street expectations. Artificial intelligence chipmaker NVIDIA is no longer the most valuable stock by market value after it was down 3.5% yesterday. Microsoft returned to most valuable. Its stock also declined yesterday, though not as much as NVIDIA's slump. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Interesting people are talking to Will Kane.
I said, what do I call you? I call you Dwayne. I call you The Rock. He said, now that I own it, I can call you The Rock.
Yes, I own it now. You can call me The Rock.
Our next guest needs no introduction. It is Dr. Jordan Peters, my old friend and frenemy, Stephen A. Smith.
What is going on here? I see the Will Kane show in the background. I see the microphone.
Watch it live at noon Eastern, Monday through Thursday on FoxNews.com. And get the podcast 5 days a week at FoxNewsPodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
All right, we have a Stever, the program where I hand you money. Today I'm handing you $50 if you'll take it. It is from Jets Pizza. You like Jets?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, really good. Buffalo chicken is really, really good. Yeah. Anyway, we've got $50. It's at GoStever.com. You can enter to try and get one of them. I'll do 4 today. $50. You have 7 days to eat it, and then when you're done, fill out your survey so we can tell Pat, all the wonderful people at Jets, how great they are. Really, really good. And if you want to deliver for them, they always take good delivery people. I'd struggle with that because the smell, and then I'd maybe take a corner and then moosh it together, and that would be a problem because somebody would notice that. Wouldn't you? If you're hungry, you'd have a really hard time not eating. But you can't do that. Anyway, it's Jets Pizza. Go to GoStever.com. GoStever.com. All right, 8:24. Anybody going to watch the Olympics, Kyle?
I will be.
I'm enjoying the Indianapolis pools and diving wells that they built in Lucas Oil Stadium. I mean, they went out to the hydrant and they pumped in 1 million gallons. How much does that cost?
Oh, my goodness.
What's 1 million gallons of water cost today? It's not cheap. Well, they piped it all in. Would they use PVC? Yeah, probably. Anyway, it's a remarkable engineering feat, but it's unbelievable. They had 30,000 seats set up for swimming. They had 21,000 in the first night, which for swimming, that'd give you a little juice if you're off the board, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to make a big splash, I guess. No cannonballs, but it's how smoothly you get into the water. Diving would be like the 99th thing I'd pick. Wouldn't you? What was the least kind of thing? You're doing the triple thing. I guess the concrete one, really high. The board is crazy enough when there's synchronized diving.
Oh,
who invents these things, man? Who invents these activities? Because some of these synchronized diving, how much time? And what if your guy's got a cold? What if he's got just all? It's just depending on the other guy. I'd rather kind of go solo, and if it's bad, it's me, as opposed to your guy.
Yeah,
If
you execute perfectly and the guy next to you, something goes wrong.
He put his life jacket on, and he didn't have quite the elevation. I don't know. Anyway, it'll be fun. I'm rooting for America. I hope everybody watches and roots. These kids that put their life into this, they get zero attention, relatively speaking, except for the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, forget Wheaties, forget all that. If you happen to peak at the right time and you win something, and then it's quiet again, and then we hear about you 4 years from now, and I know they have world competition, but nobody knows. It's just some of these people, they put just as much effort and time in it. It just isn't football, basketball, or baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise, it's just really hard to notice. But most of it is educational, where you just kind of, okay, how's this work? What do I do? What's good? And so, but the swimmers, every one of them is 6'5", right?
I think so.
How big is Katie Ledecky? She's 6 feet, I think. But she can fly. She's still dominating the sport, and I think she's 27. But she's the best female swimmer in the world, I think. But everybody from every country will bring their best, and everybody's trying to beat the U.S. It's in Paris. We were there in 2012 in London when they had the Olympics, and we were in line behind some team. Couldn't tell you what it was. But they had all their sweatsuits on and stuff. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so we're enjoying. Indianapolis is doing a great job is what I understand, and a lot of people have been going to the trials over there and to see who gets to represent the United States in the Olympics, which is coming up in August, I think. So, and then we had the question from Brother Johnny last hour about how the Illinois football team is going to be, and I don't have a clue. Does anybody know how we're going to do? Can we get to 6 wins? I really want to get to 6 like everybody else, but you got to beat Eastern. I don't know if we can beat Kansas, and then we've got Central Michigan. So you're going to go 2-1 worst case. If you go 3-0, I'll say we've got a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can get 3 more. But I just think I'm struggling with the Michigan home at Oregon weeks.
Oh, man.
Those are just brutal. Those are 2 top 10 teams.
Oregon is going to be fantastic.
Yeah. And they're top 10 now, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe top 5.
And Michigan, they lost the core of their coaches and stuff, but still got great players.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm interested to see. I feel like there's a chance they take a little bit of a step back. Now, a down year for Michigan's like 9-3. So
it really is. It's almost unacceptable.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. well, I'm a big Ohio State fan. That's great, but you can't lose. I want to coach Ohio State. That's great, but 10-2 sucks. That's brutal. Man. I mean, around here, right? Ron Zook, when he was fired, told me, they told me that I win 7. They built a statue. I won 7 2 bowls in a row. They fired me. That's true. And that was the whole Mike Thomas hired to fire Bruce Weber and Ron Zook or whatever was going on. I have no idea. But Ron Zook was doing, relatively speaking, well. I mean, here, really well. It's just why Illinois, nobody's been able to, somebody needs to do a master's thesis, no, a PhD thesis on why the Fighting Illini can't win 6 football games every year. And last year we lost there's 7 games in a row were 2 points either way.
Yep.
And Minnesota was an unbelievable comeback for us, but losing games like Iowa was right there.
That Wisconsin
Northwestern
game.
Was
You led Wisconsin by 10 in the 4th. Johnny Newton gets ejected. They come back and win at the last second.
Right. That is correct. So brutal. I mean, we were targeted kind of to go to 6 or 7 wins. And so we got to figure out how to get 6 wins every single year because that's the ante for college football now. If 70 teams go to bowl games, you got to be one of them. So that's the effort. It's just hard. And now we just got harder with 18 teams that are good. So we'll see. But the first game is not far away, my friends. July kind of is a little soft for coaches these days in football, but they're getting ready for early August. And we play the August 29 game on TV, 8 o'clock on a Thursday against Eastern. And don't sleep on Eastern. You know, every team wants to come in and knock you off, and Toledo had us beat, except for the 4th down toss from
Altmaier to Washington.
That's exactly right. The game's over if he doesn't catch the ball. And he didn't throw the ball. And I think he got hit when he threw it.
He did.
Anyway, go Illini. It's just, I don't know. I can't read football. Basketball, I'm thinking pretty optimistic that we could be pretty good. I don't know if we'll be good in November.
Right.
It's going to take a little time to meld.
Boy, you're going to find out playing Alabama and Arkansas in November.
Is that
That's for
right?
sure.
Alabama, wow. It's pretty. It's early for them. It's early for them, too. But they haven't also, I mean, Ty and Dre are the only cheats that they know of that can tell them what a Brad Underwood practice can be like. And, you know, I'm sure a lot of them are relatively normal. But, boy, I'd hate to be in there when he's unhappy. Wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
You've gone through high school sports. You know practice can be uncomfortable.
Yes.
This one would be especially so if he's mad because he's kind of scary when he gets mad. And big guy, too. 8:31, we'll be right back. ESPN 93.5. Time for the news.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. The Trump campaign announcing monthly fundraising numbers has basically caught up with the money raised for President Biden.
The Trump campaign announcing $141 million in donations. That's compared to $85 million from the Biden camp. Now, recall the Trump guilty verdict came in at the end of May, likely one of the reasons. Michael Bloomberg has given $20 million to the Biden camp. You also have Timothy Mellon has given $50 million to the Trump super PAC. That's the son of Paul Mellon, the great philanthropist, and grandson of Andrew Mellon, the banker and art collector. He's the former Treasury Secretary.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. Federal Judge Eileen Cannon, overseeing former President Trump's classified documents case in Florida, starts 3 days of hearings about whether Jack Smith, who's brought charges against Trump in Florida and Washington, was appointed illegally. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. A project aimed to improve a Savoy Park failed. Project would have begun the multi-million-dollar improvement process at Colbert Park. The vote would have approved a village contract with an engineering company out of Champaign. Savoy Parks and Recreation's director says proposal looking to add new amenities to the 15 empty acres of the park. Illinois Republican Chairman Don Tracy stepping down after more than 3 years at the helm. He announced his resignation this week, weeks before the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. He said his decision due in part to spending more time with infighting among fellow Republicans than fighting Democrats. Construction and renovation coming to the University of Illinois campus this summer in the form of over 40 different projects. University's Facilities and Streets Department says the projects include classroom and laboratory modernizations, roof replacements, accessibility improvements, infrastructure revitalization, and utilities renewal. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club?
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Rieken, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Why use Land's Underground Solutions? We have the team, the technology, the tools, and the most experienced team in the industry. From a basic sewer pipe repair to replacing a sewer main, installing a water line to installing a septic system, installing underground utilities for a new construction project to rehabilitating the old pipes under a school. Land's has the most versatile and experienced team in the industry. Residential, commercial, and industrial, when it comes to your underground pipes, think Land's Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana this Saturday. A couple of days of heat and humidity. A little bit of subtle relief come Monday. Next week, back into hot and humid weather mid part of the week. A little more significant cool front later next week, but all the while, no real significant or widespread moisture expected. Matter of fact, the longer range weather maps and charts rest of June back into hot weather. Plenty of hot weather for July and diminishing rainfall prospects, and so increasing dryness and drought-related concerns. 94 the forecast today with sunshine, light southwest to west wind, and a muggy day's worth of weather. Muggy tonight too, warm at 74. Maybe an isolated thunderstorm late tomorrow at 96. Nothing more than a couple of widely scattered showers and thunderstorms later tomorrow night into Sunday. Highs on Sunday up to about 91. Slightly drier air in upper 80s on Monday. Back into the mid and upper 90s Tuesday with maybe a couple of more isolated thunderstorms late Tuesday into Wednesday. 87 on Wednesday. Humidity finally drops back with highs in the low to mid 80s next Thursday and Friday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting Epidurologist Greg Solier.
Well, apparently the Supreme Court is about to announce some of their opinions. One of them could be on absolute immunity for President Trump. The prediction is from John Decker, Gray Television's White House correspondent and lawyer. He says what they're going to say, and what anybody would say is, what do you mean? You can't shoot somebody and be president and have immunity. What are you talking about? Which I suggested that why didn't we do that 3 months ago? Okay, so you want complete, what do you, tell me, give me an example, right? I mean, how would you know? You can't say complete immunity for anybody. Under our Constitution, you can't commit heinous crimes and get away with it. So they're going to come out, I think, and say, well, define this. And that's going to put this trial with Jack Smith off indefinitely because you'll never get it in before the election when they come out. They put fencing around the Supreme Court. I have no idea what that means. Maybe they're afraid of something. But anyway, some decisions are due imminently from the Supreme Court on that big one, immunity for the president. They're going to have to say define it as what the guess is. All of our guests appear on the Tapman's Towing phone line. Our Fisher National Bank text line is 217-359-2255. We're taking our bus trip tomorrow. Kyle has jumped in. Diane had to go. Kyle's on in the afternoons with the boys, carrying a lot of water for that show. Because Lon's got to watch his 90-mile-an-hour son, Andrew, pitch.
Oh, yeah. I think he pitched yesterday.
Well, how did he do?
I'm not sure.
You know, that's
Got to get an update on that. But
90 is awfully quick for a guy that's really not developed fully. I mean,
yeah.
And no coaching from the standpoint of the big boys getting in there and talking to mechanics and weightlifting and all these other things. Interesting. Maybe Andrew could be drafted.
Wouldn't that be something?
How many shows would Lon be on if he got drafted, though?
I think that would probably mark the end of his career on these airwaves.
It would probably be his new agent and
Couldn't blame him.
Bodyguard. No, absolutely. Anyway, we have a bus trip tomorrow. We've done bus trips for 14 years, and this is maybe the happiest I've been that we have a suite because it's going to be 98 degrees in St. Louis. What's going to be on the field? 130? It's going to be hot. And if you have a seat in the sun, you just have to walk around because you can't sit there. It'd be way too hot. It'd be dangerously hot. And even with a hat and all that stuff, you get so red. You put all the SPF, you just can't. It's too hot. 90 sitting there, if there's no breeze, it'd be brutal. And so 98. So anyway, we're in a suite, and so many of you are ready to go, and we've talked to a lot of you. But the bus will leave at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. First Christian Church, thank you to them for letting us park there all day. And that's at Staley and Curtis. And we try and do it every year. We've been doing all suite buses because we take one bus. We all get out after we pay for the parking. And then we're about 150 feet from the entrance. We walk in, we go up the ramp, and we're at our suite number 215. You can look up Busch Stadium seating, look where suite 215 is along the first base line. Big old TV inside. If you want to stay air conditioned, you can sit outside for a while in your reserve seat for a while and enjoy, and then say, I'll stuff you. I think I'll get some more food. All the food and beverages you want. They shut the food and beverage stuff down about 7th or 8th inning. And then the game ends like we did last year. We all kind of walked in one little group of ducks and went back to our bus, and we just go home. And it's so easy. The access to Wrigley's awesome, but the access to Busch is really cool and convenient. So anyway, that's tomorrow, 8:30. The bus will be there from Timmy Tours, probably a nice big green bus, nice motor coach. Diane Ducey will take care of you. I'm off to a bachelor weekend. It is actually the first bachelor weekend I've ever been invited to in my life.
Is that right?
Yeah, because I think the weekends are kind of a new thing in the last decade. Back in the day, Janet and I had a couples party, but it was like 3 hours. But now it's like, how much? Because you got our Airbnb, and so we're excited. It's Christian getting married here in less than 2 months. My goodness. It's June, July, August. I guess 2 months. August 24. So anyway, I'm excited to be involved in that, so can't wait. I'll be on the making guacamole, maybe making the steaks. Got ribeyes, serious ribeyes. So I won't be able to go this year. Usually I'm on that bus, but Diane's going to take care of all of you. And excited about that. Again, First Christian Church tomorrow morning. We'll see everybody there. And Diane will take care of you. And hopefully Cardinals can win. They go against Jordan Hicks. Former players that come back home that didn't necessarily leave where it was perfect. Jordan Hicks is going to throw great. And we got Miles Michaelis, who's been okay.
You already saw Jack Flaherty strike out, 14 when he faced the Cardinals earlier this year?
Something like that.
Something close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, former players that want to say, here's the mistake you made, fella. Those are hard. And Jordan Hicks already throws 103 or 104 miles an hour. And he's had control issues. Not tomorrow. It'll be tough. It'll be really, really good. And the Giants are pretty good. They're actually a pretty good team. So we'll see everybody at the bus, and good luck, and hope we win and you get home at a good timing, because that's so fun. Games at 1:15, 2, 3. I mean, you're probably on the bus by 4:30, 5:36. Home by 7. Who wants to come home at 1 in the morning? That's just no way. We're never doing a bus like that. All right, and the Cubs, I don't know who they got this weekend?
Got the New York Mets at Wrigley starting at A120. Shota Imanaga versus Jose Quintana.
Shota Imanaga. Jose Quintana's solid pro. Managa's good. He's hard to hit.
Man, he's been fantastic.
He's like 6-1 or something.
Yeah.
He's really good. Japanese pitcher. Used to be these guys would come over. It'd be hard to simulate. I mean, you get anybody from Japan now, I think their game is raised. They've gotten really good.
7-1, 189 ERA.
Wow. Is he an all-star guy maybe?
Probably. Yeah. Might be the Cubs' only representative at this point.
Bellinger? No?
He's been good, maybe not all-star caliber. Still some time, though.
Well, it's a lot of baseball left, and We are now your home for the Chicago Bears. Bears are going to play 21 football games beginning August 1st. They're in the Hall of Fame game in Canton. And so will we see Cam Williams?
Caleb
Williams? Better know his name, carrying the games. Caleb Williams, will we see Caleb Williams in that first game? I would think he'll get a snap or 3. I mean, he's our quarterback. He's the Bear quarterback. That's our guy, all right? There's nobody. Justin Fields is in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the backup? I hope they have that.
Sure.
Maybe they have the CrossFit guy, the guy that started 2-3 games. What the heck was his name? He was a CrossFitter, and he was in shape. I was rooting for the CrossFit guy, but he played for the Bears. I thought he was like 2-2 when I think he started 4 games last year.
Tyson Bagent.
Is he still on the team?
I think he probably is the backup.
Well, then I'll take him. He's a big, thick guy, CrossFitter, you know. Yeah, functional fitness. That's what I'm talking about. All right, little sports headlines will be next. ESPN 93.5. It is 8:43.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. Political news is sure to dominate the headlines in 2024, adding uncertainty to the markets. This makes a disciplined investment strategy even more critical to achieving your long-term goals. To assure your investments are aligned with your objectives, contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Racing, racing, racing. Friday Night Lights at Farmer City Raceway is a blast. Only $15 admission and kids 12 and under are free. Make arrangements to get your RV and reserve a place to camp. This Friday, June 21st, has Nutrien late models, Dyer's Top Rods mods with the full show and kids mods. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City with hot laps at 6:30. Details at farmercityracing.com. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
A slap of the bat, high fives at the plate. They're all celebrated at Pia's Sports Bar and Grill after the game. Super beer specials, great drinks, big screen TVs, and fun food all await you at Pia's. Whether it be Pia's delicious wings, the big pork tenderloin, or Pia's famous Grand Slam or Slugger Burger, you'll find all your favorites available until 11 p.m. Chill out at Pia's in the beer garden and enjoy being served by a great staff. See you at Pia's, Springfield and Mattis, Champaign.
All right, Kyle Tosca sitting in for Diane just this hour, and he's got our sports headlines.
Cardinals hold off the Giants 6-5 at Rickwood Field in Birmingham.
With Ricky Orton, I'm John Rooney. Last night at Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama, Brendan Donovan had a big game as Donnie hit a 2-run homer, followed by a double, a single. His single drove in what proved to be the winning run, and the Cardinals beat the Giants 6-5.
A lot of celebrating last night at Rickwood Field. It was really an historic game. The Cardinals come out on top, but also just a nice way to celebrate the Negro Leagues. Of course, there was a lot of programming celebrating the life and legacy of Willie Mays as well, but the Cardinals come through with another 1-run victory.
It was Andre Palante with the win. Adam Kloffenstein had a great Major League debut, a 3-up, 3-down 8th inning, and Ryan Helsley got his 25th save.
Pitching was good for the Cardinals. They bent a little bit late, but they ended up closing it out.
The Cardinals are off today. Tomorrow they'll resume the series with the Giants, this time at Busch Stadium. Former Cardinal Jordan Hicks against Miles Michaelis will be on the air at 12:20. Ricky will have the lineups at 1:05. I'll bring you the first pitch at 1:15.
Cardinals off today. They'll be back in action Saturday, Sunday to wrap the series against the Giants. Cubs off yesterday. They will start a series with the New York Mets today, 1:20 at Wrigley Field, US 105.9. Shota Imanaga on the mound against Jose Quintana. Houston Astros knock off the White Sox 5-3. The White Sox 20-56 now.
Oh, my goodness.
They'll begin a series in Detroit tonight at 5:40.
I'd like to think Stevie Jay could manage at 20 wins. Man, that's not very many. 20-57? Wow. Is anybody going to the south side of Chicago to watch baseball? Could I get a good seat for very little money?
I think you probably could.
Could I get the $6 seat and move down? I mean, do the ushers care at this point?
I would doubt it.
I mean, I could sit behind home plate, couldn't I? There's nobody there. I think, don't they count a couple of thousand now? I don't know.
There's especially day games. There's been maybe 2,000-3,000.
3 years ago, the Sox were like maybe World Series team, right? With Tony La Russa, the hype was the White Sox.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? This kind of didn't work. Okay.
Well, the Lakers, after missing out on Dan Hurley, they hired J.J. Redick, 4-year contract
Let's
to
have
be
a look
their
at your
next
resume, son.
head coach.
He never coached before. Ever coached. He's an NBA guy. Played for 14 seasons or whatever it was. Duke guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Those guys, I mean, it's just a different deal, man. It's just different when you have to go to your job and say, so, LeBron, what do you want to do? Right?
And those guys already are good buddies. They do a podcast together. I'm interested to see.
J.J. Redick and LeBron James?
Yeah. That's been a big storyline.
Does it work to have your friend as the coach?
Yeah.
Or do you say, LeBron, listen, we're buddies, but I can't start you? How's that go? Anyway, it's just, NBA is different, and I think the Dan Hurleys of the world, why would you leave UConn?
Totally agree.
To be fired by Los Angeles because Monty Williams got a guaranteed $67 million to get fired in Detroit. Does anybody hire him? Somebody said they mailed it in. I think Joe Fortenbaugh on ESPN said, the guy mailed it in. I wouldn't hire him. I don't know. I know they lost 28 times in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Brutal. So brutal. It's just zero fun. I don't care how much money you're making. If you get pounded like that, this is no fun. You wouldn't. It's one thing to have all the money, which is nice, but nothing to be kind of a failure. It didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So I would think he'll land somewhere. They'll kind of get other jobs. It just all kind of land. 8:49. Check your weather one more time for the weekend. Coming up.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity heats on for the next couple of days. Brief relief expected early next week. Then one more surge of hot and humid weather. More significant cooling late next week, but it'll be all for naught with a hot remainder of June and especially July ahead with expanding dryness and drought-related issues on the longer range. Weather maps and charts. Up to 94 with a mostly sunny sky for the day today. Light southwest to west wind. Muggy tonight, 74. Hot, humid tomorrow. Increasing clouds. Maybe a thunderstorm in spots late. Highs up to 96. Couple of thunderstorms around early, more so late tomorrow night. Lows back down into the 70s, and a hot and humid Sunday up to 91. Maybe a nice little thunderstorm around early and again later in the afternoon. A little less humidity for the day Monday, and highs to about 89, back up to 97 Tuesday. A thunderstorm late in the day. A couple of more thunderstorms expected. Just scattered stuff Wednesday at 87. Then cooler, drier air late next week with daytime readings into the lower and middle 80s with nights in the lower 60s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Illini fans, join us in Memorial Stadium as we honor 100 years of tradition with $100 football season tickets. Don't miss a moment this season and lock in your tickets for Homecoming, Dad's Day, and a special rededication of Memorial Stadium on October 19th against the University of Michigan. Experience more cherished moments in Memorial Stadium this season and get your $100 season tickets at fightingillini.com.
This is Eric Bowen with Provident Financial Group. We are honored to be celebrating 15 years of service and want to thank all of our amazing clients for their confidence and trust. We look forward to meeting the needs of current and future clients in the years to come. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com.
All right.
That's kelseyfurniture.com.
All right, we have a Jets Pizza. That's our Stever. Go stever.com. I'm handing out $50 bills if you don't mind eating pizza for me. It's at gostever.com. You have to eat your pizza within a week, fill out your survey and how they did for you. Those are only requirements. You can join. It's free. You go to gostever.com, get in. Thousands of you have registered, so we do have that. Don't forget, you have about, what do we got, Kyle? 9 days left to enter name the starting five. And you can talk to the smartest person you know, but this is a crapshoot. Starting five, Illinois basketball, first regular season game in November, right? We don't play regular season in October. So whatever that is, whoever walks out there throwing the tip, that's your five guys. And if more than one of you do it, we'll have a drawing. If nobody does it, we'll pick the best one and give somebody $500. But $3,000 could be yours if you can figure out, like Brad Underwood doesn't know, he can enter.
I'm not sure if Brad Underwood would win the contest, even if he entered at this point.
He could make it happen, but he can't pick it. He has no idea. How would you know? I mean, somebody's going to come in and you're going, wow, I didn't know they were that good. And then just kind of, this guy's dogging it. How could he? You know, right. I mean, you just don't know. And these practices are going to be competitive.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody's trying to show who they are.
A lot of battles in summer and fall.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait. I think clearly the arrow's up on the program, obviously. Winningest Big Ten program in Big Ten basketball is Illinois. Last 6 years now? Crazy. Kyle, thanks for running in. Well, here he is this afternoon with the boys.
Have a great weekend.
Is Lon back today? Or
he is not. He's up in Chicago. Andrew's got some baseball. But
he plays when he's not pitching because he's a good hitter. All right, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kyle Tosk. He'll be on this afternoon with Derek Piper. All right, I'm Stevie Jay. Thanks for listening. Have a blessed weekend. We'll talk on Monday.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window. New roofing and siding are a winning combination that can instantly change the look, feel, and function of your home. Our Kramer Siding and Window team takes pride in being an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, able to offer a best-in-the-business 50-year warranty. Pair it with preservation siding in your favorite style and color, and your home will be a showstopper. Start today and save 10% on roofing and 25% on siding. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
When your pipes are in a pinch and your drains are feeling the strain, who do you call? The plumbing pros, of course. At Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, they're your reliable partners in all things plumbing. From leaky faucets to clogged drains, they can get any problem you have cleaned up and taken care of. Their licensed plumbers are on call 24/7, ready to swoop in and save the day whenever a plumbing emergency strikes. Don't let a plumbing problem ruin your day. Call at 217-841-4728 or visit them online at dogtownheatingandair.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
At Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people with amazing service, great design advice, and unbeatable selection and the best prices in town. It's the perfect time to update your home with waterproof flooring, carpet, hardwood, tile, and more. Then complete your rooms by shopping our incredible selection of furniture and accessories. We also offer great financing options. Carpet Weaver's Flooring and Furniture Gallery. We're flooring people. Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
There she goes again. It might be out of here. 4 in a row for Musial.
The Cardinals host the Giants Saturday, June 22nd. In that day, 25,000 fans, 16 and up, will take home a popular 30-ounce Stanley Musial tumbler. This exclusive Cardinals beverage holder is stainless steel and comes complete with a handle, lid, and straw, courtesy of Coca-Cola and Quick Trip. Quench your thirst in style at Busch Stadium Saturday, June 22nd. For tickets and more details, go to cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Ozzie Smith, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana.